All right, so everybody, in this lesson, what we're going to work on is we're going to work on systems of equations with graphing. Okay, so right now we have standard forms. We have two linear functions that are in standard form. So I want to show you guys how you can use standard form to really help you when you're graphing things. So what I'd like you to do is I'm going to highlight this very first linear function, which is in standard form, in blue, and I'm going to highlight this one in red. Now, if you don't know what standard form is, I'm going to rewrite it for you, okay? Standard form is ax plus by equals c. Now, there are some cool things you can use in standard form, all right? Your slope of the line will always equal, like m represents slope in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So the m value represents the rate of change or slope. But in standard form, the slope is the negative a value over the b value. Okay? Now, the x-intercept. It's a cool little formula here. The x-intercept is always the c value divided by the a value. And the y-intercept is always the c value divided by the b value. So let's take a look at the blue function here. All right, the blue linear function in standard form. 21x plus 7y equals 42. Okay, so let's identify the a, the coefficient for b, the coefficient for c. So if you look, our a value is 21. Our b value is 7. Our c value is 42. All right, so what I'm going to use is I'm going to find the x-intercept by simply taking the c value and dividing it by the a value. So our c value is 42. Our a value is 21. 42 divided by 21. Our x-intercept is at a 2. So what would that ordered pair be? 2, 0. All right, let's look at our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is always found by c divided by b. And what's our c value? 42. What's our b value? 7. 42 divided by 7 is 6. So my y-intercept is at a 6. So I'm going to put 0, comma, 6. So what am I going to do? I am going to plot 2, 0 and 0, 6 on this. And I'll do that here in a second. Okay? All right, we're going to continue on with this video. Hopefully I can splice these videos together. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at the red functions. We're going to go right over here, and I'm going to rewrite it right over here nice and neat. It says negative 5x. So I'm going to put negative 5x plus 5y equals 10. Now I need you guys to help identify the a value, the b value, and the c value. That's going to be important in standard form. So remember, I'm going to rewrite it right here. Ax plus by equals c. So you guys can help me out, all right? Feel free to participate. You're not going to interrupt the video, okay? What is the a value, everybody? Negative 5, you're right. What's our b value? 5, very good. What's our c value? 10, perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to use now is I'm going to use our little formulas for the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and that's going to really help me out. So remember, the x-intercept is c over a, and the y-intercept is c over b. So I'm just going to plug in my numbers, okay? So my c value is 10. My a value is negative 5. So what is 10 divided by a negative 5? Yeah, negative 2. So what's my x-intercept for the red graph? Negative 2 and a 0. C divided by b. Our c value is still a 10. Our b value is at a 5. So what's our y-intercept at? 10 divided by 5, which is a 2. So we're at what? 0, 2. All right? So we're at 0, 2, and negative 2, 0. So here's what I want you guys to do. What we're going to do is you're going to help me. Remember, 2, 0, 0, 6, and negative 2, 0, 0, 2. So here we go. Let's take a look at our widgets. You're like, what the heck is a widget? Well, it's kind of one of these tools right here, okay, that you're able to graph things with. So let's focus on the blue line. What was our x-intercept for the blue line? Let's go back. Our x-intercept was at 2 and a 0. So I'm going to put a 2 and a 0. What was our y-intercept? 0 and a 6. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put 0 and a 6. So what do I have? I have a blue line that's graphed perfectly. All right? Let's take a look at this. I know it's not red, but let's take this magenta-looking line right here. What was my x-intercept for that? Negative 2, 0, and 0, 2. So I'm going to go right over here. I'm going to put negative 2, 0. I'm going to put 0 and a 2. Cool. Now look, we graphed these perfectly. So we used the interactive graph. We used the, what are we using? The x-intercept and the y-intercept. So let me kind of make sure you guys see this. Hopefully you understand what I'm doing. If you don't, I feel so bad. But that's my 2, 0. And right there, that's my what? That's my 0 and 6. What does this one represent right there? That's my 0, 2 and my negative 2, 0. So you kind of need to know your ordered pairs in order to do this method. Okay? Now, what's our solution, everybody? Our solution is right there. So I'm going to erase some stuff real quick, okay? So you can see it. All right? So what's my solution? What would you guys say? What's that ordered? Yeah, so I'm going to put a 1 there. I'm going to put a 3 there. That's what I'm going to write into the Khan Academy. So in review, you have to graph them correctly, and then you have to type in the ordered pair correctly. And then and only then will you say, nice job, way to go, keep going. Okay, I'll keep going. All right, now this one's going to be easier. So we have an easy one. Thank goodness. You guys will get one easy one usually. Or I think there's a couple easy ones and a couple one where... Now, why do I call this easy? Why would I call this one easy? What form is this? Anybody? Anybody? What form? Yes, slope-intercept. Good job. All right, so we are in what form right now? Y equals mx plus b. And we are also in the form y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to write my equation right underneath it, okay? So we got the blue equation. And then I switched colors. I went magenta or pink or lavender. It's like a pinkish lavender. I don't know. It's very pleasing to the eye. So here we go. Could you guys write that down for me, please? So, because we're going to identify a couple of things. If you're just watching this and you're not doing it, then you're really not training your brain to get better. Don't just watch the math. Do the math. It's like watching somebody doing push-ups and thinking you're going to get better at push-ups. It doesn't work that way. You got to do the math push-ups, man. Or girl, whoever's deciding to watch this. Which is, or nobody, who don't. So here we go. Does anybody know the slope of the blue line? Yes, because even though you can't see it, there's a 1 in front of it. Now, how in the world are we going to apply a 1? Now, 1 is technically 1 over 1, which means we're going to go up 1 and over 1 when we graph it. Now, what's our y-intercept for the blue line? No, it's not 1. What is it? -4. Very good. All right, -4. All right, so I'm listening to my students. I'm like literally in class right now. Okay, so just so you know. All right, so if you're wondering, why are you acting so weird? Because you got to act weird when you're a teacher just to keep their attention. Otherwise, they just fall asleep. See, I already have one student just yawning over there for no apparent reason, just because he's tired probably. I don't know. All right, so what's our slope on this one? 4. Very good. Now, wait a second. How do I apply a 4 slope? That's 4 over 1, which means I got to go up 4 and I got to go to the right 1. So those little arrows just kind of gives me a plan of what I'm going to do. And what's my y-intercept? 2. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and apply these now. So I've identified the slope. I've identified the y-intercept. Remember, m is slope. Here we go. So let's look at the blue line. -4. So I'm going to take put right there at -4, and it says it's a slope of 1, so I just got to go up 1 and over 1. There we go. Up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. It just keeps going on forever because it's a line. All right, we got 4x plus 2. So the other one, I got to put one of them at a 2. Put this one at a 2. And from here, I'm going to go up 4 and over 1. Let's see if I can zoom in here. See if I can zoom. Nope. Oh, it kind of lets me zoom in a little bit. There we go. I can zoom in just a little bit. Hopefully you can see how I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. And on this one, now that I'm zoomed in, I went up 1 and over 1. So I graphed these perfectly. Now the thing I'm going to have to do right here is I'm going to have to find the pair, the ordered pair, where these two lines intersect. And I got to find it correctly, otherwise I'm going to get counted wrong, and I don't like being wrong. -2, -6. So my solution is at a -2 and a -6. So this is where students sometimes they mess up. Sometimes they just forget to put the negative. I don't want that to happen to you. Okay. So what do you have to do? You have to what? Plot the lines perfectly, right? And then what's our solution? -2 and -6. Woohoo! All right, last one. Oh man, I don't want to do this one. This is too easy. Okay, we'll quickly do this one, and then we'll go back and we'll do a harder one that's standard form. Okay. So right now, what's my slope on this one? -1. What's my y-intercept? 2. Good. What's my slope? 3. What's my y-intercept? Okay, let's go ahead and let's take care of this. Here we go. So we got y-intercepts at 2. We have a slope of -1, which is right there. I'll go ahead and zoom out so you can kind of see. There we go. There we go. There we go. Zoom out just a bit. So there's the -1 slope and +2 for the y-intercept. Now I'm going to go down to -4, which is right here. And I have a slope of 3, so I have to go up 3 and over 1. So we're going to estimate this point right here. So let's take a look at this. Would you guys agree my x value is slightly more than a 1? It's like 1.5. All right, it's like 1.5, and then it goes up about. Looks like it goes up about a half. So which answer is like 1.5 and a half for our solution? Looks like this one. So wait a second. What are you doing? What am I doing? So check this out. Would you guys agree right now this point right there is slightly more than 1, right? Like 1.5, and it goes up a half. So it's up a half, and it's at 1.5 on the x. So that's why I'm choosing answer choice A. All right. See if we can get a hard one. I want one hard one. Come on, give me a hard one. Please. Please. Yes! All right, perfect. Here's what I want everybody to do. So our last one we're doing, and then you guys get to work on your own, okay? So right now, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to highlight. Well, you don't have to highlight. Write that one down. That's going to be our blue one. Okay, and this one's going to be our. No, I don't want to do red. I'll do magenta. There we go. So I'm going to write it carefully. -3x minus 9y equals 18. Okay, and then I'm going to do 4x plus 3y equals 12. We have to be able to identify, everybody. We have to identify the A, the B, and the C for each of these. So what I want you guys to do right now, in about 30 seconds, I'm going to pause the video. In 30 seconds, I want you guys to come up with A, B, and C. Okay? Go ahead. Come up with A, B, and C. Remember, standard form is AX plus BY equals C. All right. In our blue standard equation, what's our A value? -3. What's our B value? -9. C value? Perfect. Okay, let's go over to this one. What's our A value? 4. B value? And C value? Perfect. Okay, so let's see if we remember our formula for the x-intercept and our formula for the y-intercept. What's the formula for the x-intercept? C over A. What's the formula for the y-intercept? C over B. Perfect. Okay. By the way, just because they're different colors doesn't mean the formula changes. X-intercept will always be C over A. Y-intercept in standard form will always be C over B. Okay. So let's see if we get it. See how we do here. Our C value is 18 in both circumstances, right? Over here, and for our blue function. Okay. And what is our A value? Our A value is Negative 3. And what's our b value? Negative 9. Okay, so it gets a little bit tricky because you got to divide by a negative. So what's our x-intercept going to be at? Perfect, negative 6, because 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. Now this is where students will mess up. They will forget to write the ordered pair, negative 6, 0. Okay? Put y equals 18 divided by negative 9 is negative 2. So we have to make our ordered pair 0 and a negative 2. Okay. All right. X-intercept on this one. What do we got? What's c over what? C over our a value, which is a 4. And this one's what? C over our b value, which is a 3. Okay. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. What's the ordered pair, though? 3, 0. And then we have y equals 12 divided by 3, which is 4. And I'm going to put 0, 4. Now, before I go ahead and move on and plot this, there's another method. It's kind of hard to explain. I can show it to you, but it's kind of hard to explain by writing it. It's called the cover-up method. And so what I like to do is I just like to cover stuff up. So imagine this little eraser tool right here is a big fat 0. So when you're solving for your x-intercept, you're making your y equal to 0. So I just cover it up. What equation do you see? Negative 3x equals 18. Well, if you divide both sides by negative 3, what do you get? You get a negative 6. If I cover up the other one, what do you see? Negative 9y equals 18. If you divide both sides by negative 9, what do you get? Negative 2. Let's cover it up. What do you see? 4x equals 12. What's 12 divided by 4? Boom, there it is right there. Cover this up. What's 12 divided by 3? 4. Boom, there it is. So I call that the cover-up method. I can show it to you, but it's kind of hard for me to like write notes. So what do I do, guys? I cover up one and I solve for the other. If I cover this up, I'm solving for x. If I cover this up, I'm solving for y, like the x-intercept and the y-intercept. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and plot these. We got negative 6, 0, and 0, negative 2. Negative 6, 0, and 0, negative 2. So far, so good? I think so. And then we have what? 3, 0, and 0, 4. 3, 0, and 0, 4. All right, 0, 4, 3, 0. Okay, and then we got to find where those two suckers cross, and they cross right there at a 6 and a what? Oh my goodness, this is the same problem that somebody missed. They put a 6 and a 4. They forgot to put a negative, and I was telling them, stop, no, don't hit enter, please. But they got it wrong. That made me sad. All right, so we put 6 and a negative 4. So we have everything graphed perfectly. All right, we found our solution, which is at a 6 and a negative 4. Yay! Hopefully we get it right. And that's it. Good luck. Have a wonderful time attempting this on your own. If you're continuing to watch this video, I'm actually going back in time doing a solution of systems of equations. All right, so I'm going to quickly do this. Show you guys what to do on this one because I didn't do a video yesterday over it. It's very, very easy. I'm only going to do 2 problems. So this one is dealing with solutions of systems of equations. All right, so here's how it works. You got 2 little equations, one in standard form, one in slope-intercept form. And what I got to do is I got to plug in that for my x. And I got to plug in this for my y and see if it works. So here we go. See if it works. Got 3 times 1 minus 2 times 2. And I'm seeing if that is equal to negative 1. Here we go. 3 minus 4 does equal a negative 1. So 1, 2 is a solution to this one. Now I'm going to check to see if it's a solution to the other one. I'm going to take a 2 and plug it in there. And I'm going to take a 1 and plug it in there. And then I'm going to see if it works. So instead of y equals negative x, I'm going to put 2 equals negative, open parentheses, plus 3. And what number am I plugging in? I'm plugging in a 1. Well, is 2 equal to negative 1 plus 3? Yeah, because that equals a 2. 2 equals 2. It works. Now, in order for you to be able to put yes, it has to work in both equations. Like this ordered pair, when you plug them in, has to work out in both situations. I'm going to hit yes. Now I'm going to show you step-by-step solution because that might make it even more sense because they have nice little graphics here. So here we go. It says 1, 2 is a solution of the system if it's a solution of both equations. Let's plug in a 1 and 2 into the first equation, just like I did. I plugged in a 1 and a 2, and it works. And then I plugged in a 1 and a 2 in the bottom equation. And you could pause this and read through it if you want to. I plugged in a 1 and a 2 in the bottom equation, and it also works. So it's a solution to both. All right, here we go. Let's do one more. It says, is 5, 1, there's my x value, there's my y value. So this is my x, and this is my y. Is this a solution of the system of equations? So right now, I'm going to take negative 5. I'm going to open up a parentheses. I'm going to plug in a 1 and see if it equals a negative 5. Well, negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, and it works. So that one works. Now I got to check the bottom one. Okay, 7x plus 6y equals 7. 7 open parentheses plus 6 open parentheses equals 7. And once again, I'm going to take my x value and plug it in here. I'm going to take my y value, plug it in here. Hopefully you can see it's not going to work because that's going to be 7 times 5. This is going to be 6 times 1. Ain't no way that's going to equal a 7, but we're still going to work it out just to show you. 35 plus 6 is definitely not equal to a 7. 41 is not equal to 7. So even though the 1 worked in this equation because it was the y value, it doesn't work in both equations. So that's why I got to choose no. I'm going to say no, no, no. So remember, in order for them to work, what do they have to do? They have to work not just in one, they have to work in both. So you got to make sure it works in both. And that's how you do that assignment. It's pretty easy. Hope you have a good day.